Current plans will see Dr Giraldi moved from its current premises on Smith Dorrien Avenue to Tangier Views in the south of Gibraltar, which will allow St Bernadette to expand. This is intended to allow time for the Department of Education to be relocated to the Bassadoni offices, which in turn will leave space for a new facility for both Dr Giraldi and St Bernadette's users at Commonwealth Park. I spoke with some family of those affected at today's meeting and was told they're sick of patch-up jobs and feel like they're stuck in an endless maze. However, Gemma Arias-Vasquez told me these changes are needed now in order to address future concerns.
The concern at the moment, the concern that the care agency have, is that they see the influx of patients from St Bernadette's as coming in the next year, 2 years, etc. So what we were trying to do was to deal with that concern on a temporary basis whilst the longer term solution is being built. Now, the longer term solution takes the time that it takes because, as we all know, Ian, Gibraltar is like a game of Tetris. So I have to see the one that the area that we have is given vacant possession of, that people move out, and that then the plans are done, the consultation is done, etc., for the longer term facility, so that the parents don't feel that the longer term facility is a patch-up job.
We have been assured that this is a temporary measure, that the purpose-built premises which was announced in the manifesto is going to be built on the Education Department. However, the Education Department is still there. Well, the question remains then, well, why can't you relocate the Education Department temporarily and start building? Why does it relocate the disabled temporarily? Unfortunately, when people say temporary, how's temporary? A year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years? You know, the services themselves were built, Dr Giraldi and St Bernadette, 1994. And we haven't had any new build for disability since then. That's 31 years. There's problems with transport with the care agency. Nobody's blaming anybody, but you need proper infrastructure, transport to bring people down to the centre, transport to bring people into town. I think people would be more happy with Tangier Views as long as they were given a time frame, which again we haven't had, of how temporary is temporary. A guarantee that a fleet of vehicles will be readily available. Because at the end of the day, public transport for people in wheelchairs is, we got one wheelchair space on each bus. There are at least 10 people or more in Dr Giraldi Home alone who have wheelchairs.
Yes, we do have plans. We do have the budget set aside for that fleet of vehicles that we're looking to invest in. So the access point and the vehicle point was something that has been brought up a lot in this meeting. We are looking to give parents some comfort that actually those needs will be met. On Commonwealth Park, by the time we do the consultation, the planning process, etc., we're looking at least 3 years to do that. So one of the concerns raised was, what happens? We have that commitment right now, we may not have that commitment in the future. As far as the government is concerned, the government has to start the process, and I think all the parents are in line with the fact that that is the better idea longer term.
As I understand, you have concerns that these guarantees are going to come to fruition. To put things another way, if these guarantees were to come to fruition, would you be content with the plan?
I don't think there's a lot of choice, I'll be honest with you, because we're informed that a refurb is a lot quicker than a new build. And I think we have 1 year where we can just about accommodate the numbers that are coming up from St Martin's to St Bernadette's. After that, we're going to have serious problems. So, if anybody else could come up with another building or another place that could be refurbished that maybe would be closer to town, yes, that would probably be more acceptable. But like the Minister said, it is a game of Tetris. It is what's available. And I think that as long as government, like I say, make guarantees about transport and time limits and stuff, possibly parents would be more open to the plan that they're putting forward.